guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here for a bit of a play around with some old little bits of jewellery. I just had these flowers. I don't know whether these were on a, I don't know, a pair of earrings or something. I mean, they obviously weren't mine. I couldn't even tell you where I got these even from, I'm afraid. I've obviously had them for so long in my stash that, yeah, I don't even remember. But it looks like they were maybe a pair of earrings or possibly a necklace. So there were obviously tons of those, and I've still got some left actually in my pot. And then I've just got a couple of other little bits and pieces that I thought we could just play around and make some little, again, embellishment pieces. So this is one that I just did to, you know, have a play around and see how it worked. And I thought it came out really, really cute. And it obviously started out as one of these. So looks much more vintage and sort of grungy looking. So all I'm going to do first of all is obviously just tear these off of their, you know, I guess like a frame that they're kind of being hung on, so that I've got them all loose and separated out. There we go. Oops. Like that. These are very, very thin. I mean, they actually feel a bit more like tin rather than sort of metal. So they're not, you know, they're not bulky or anything at all. They're not heavy. They're just sort of very flimsy tin type stuff. But yeah, I didn't really know what to do with them. And like I say, I mean, I've had them in my tin for, my tub for absolutely yonks and yonks. And I just thought, you know what, it's time that I use some of these things. So thought we'd just see what we can do with these. So, whoops, there we go. Okay, the last one. Right, let's get rid of this stuff into the bin. Okie dokie. So all I'm going to do is kind of start by painting these, and I used my patinas. And I know that I've used these before, you know, on a video. And I mean, somebody did say to me, oh, it specifically says, you know, you mustn't get them on your hands. Now, as you know, I'm pretty rubbish and, you know, don't sort of very often have gloves on hand or anything like that. I obviously must have pretty tough skin, touch wood, because I've not had a reaction or anything. But I mean, obviously, of course, if you're worried or anything, then please use a brush if you're going to be using things like this. You know, just with your fingers. I mean, of course, they are going to make your hands a bit messy. But again, I mean, if you watch me regularly, you'll know that that's not really something that worries me overly much. As you can see, I'm already pretty messy from other things that I've been doing just now. So, yeah, but do take care because, of course, you know, everyone's skin is different and you'll know, you know, more what your skin can kind of cope with. So all I'm going to do is just literally coat them with some of the patinas. Again, you know, not being thorough or anything like that. I mean, in fact, they're probably better being a little bit patchy so that you can still see some patches of gold rather than a solid, you know, everywhere's coated. I think they're kind of better a bit patchy, to be honest. Okie dokie. So I'm going to do all of those. And then as you can see, I also have a couple of other things which I haven't tried the patina on. And, you know, I don't know how they're going to work. I've got this big Diamante flower. If I just move my hand out of the way. I don't know what I'm really going to do with that because I don't know whether I can cover the like Diamantes and whether they would still be, you know, shiny. Yeah, I don't know. So this is a bit of a trial and error video. We'll see how it kind of goes. I've got this one, which obviously you can see is quite a leery, you know, like pink and purple with like leopard skin, cheetah skin. So again, you know, I don't know how that's going to cover up, but we can try. I've got this resin little flower there, which again, you know, I don't know how that's going to go, but we can certainly give it a try. So let's try the flower first. Okay, not great so far. It's very fiddly to obviously get in all of the nooks and crannies. So yeah, that's maybe a bit of a fail. I think it will cover okay, as in stay on there. But obviously it's just not very actually easy to get it into the crevices. So that's where I would probably need to actually paint that on with a brush. So I'll just put that to one side. Right, this one. Oh, I don't know what this is going to be like. Well, let's just go over it. Oh, there we go. Oh, coming out quite nice actually. So the patina is kind of covering the gems. And yeah, looking okay. And with the one that I had done before coming on camera, this was a little flat back pearl, and I did cover that with the patina, so I knew that the patina worked on like the pearls. I didn't know whether it was going to work very well on those like diamante bits. Right, let's just put a bit more out. Oops. And just mix it with a bit. So my patinas, I've just got these couple of colours, and I've got the aged bronze and the antique copper. They came in a 2-pack, those two colours together. I mean, I think they're lovely, you know, lovely colour combination. Yeah, I think they work really nicely together. So let's give this one a try. I probably have to go right over that gem. That's a bit of a shame, isn't it? But oh well, it's okay actually. So I might have to take my brush now and actually try and get into those gaps, and actually then I could probably do it on that ivory one as well. So I just put that down there, and then this one, right, let's hope that I don't get this really messy. Just going to go round the edge. This is a button, so it's just plastic or, you know, resin or whatever, you know, acrylic type stuff. So it's not metal, which really the patinas I think are kind of meant for metal, but it's covered pretty well. Right, let me get my paintbrush, so I'll try and get quite a fine one. Okay, right, let's try this one, and we'll just try and go in to those sort of gaps there where of course I couldn't get in with my fingers. Okay. Okie dokie. So, I mean, you know, these bits of jewellery had just been sat in my box, you know, for a really long time. And I just think, well, might as well get them out and do something with them rather than just have them sat there going to waste. So I thought it was worth coming and trying. Right, let's have a look. Okay, so this rose is not looking too clever so far. So yeah, probably these aren't that great to do. I've actually got sort of a pack of these where I'd bought a packet of these in different colours a long time ago. I do still think they're really quite cute. I do quite like them, but well, actually it doesn't look too bad, to be honest. Yeah, it probably doesn't look too bad. Right, let me just quickly dry everything off and I'll be back. Okay, so I've cleaned up my desk a little bit. I haven't cleaned up my hands, which was a bit naughty, and I should have done that really. Right, so I've got some just scraps of fabric here, and I thought we could just make one or two like this. And then I thought we could have a play around with maybe some snippet rolls and things like that. So I've got this, I don't know really what colour you would call this, maybe a mauve. I don't know whether it would be called a dusky mauve. I'm not really too sure, to be honest, what colour I would refer to this as. But anyway, I have this colour here. And I thought this just looked really good against this kind of patina colour. It just works really well, doesn't it? So I thought we could just layer up some of that. So let's just have a look and see what lace and things like that I've got. So let's bring in this. Again, this is some that I just coffee dyed. Sorry, I didn't coffee dye it, no. I distress inked this. But I thought, again, looks really, really pretty, doesn't it? And, you know, just literally layering up a couple of pieces. So a bit like a sort of fabric cluster, but just finished off with that kind of gemstone, or, you know, metal piece, not gemstone. Sorry, what am I talking about? And maybe even we could layer it with that little flower in the middle, so that resin flower there. So all I'm going to do is just literally, I'm going to just use hot glue because that's nice and quick for the purposes of the video. But of course, you know, you could use anything that you like. Okay, and then I'm just going to hot glue, first of all, the metal flower down. Now these metal flowers, they are obviously very gappy, so I did find, like with this one, the glue really came through a lot. I just wiped some more patina over and then that kind of disguised the glue. But I guess that's something to be aware of if you're using quite a gappy metal piece from jewellery or something. I mean, I've heard lots of people talk about, is it E6000 glue? And I'm sure I've talked about that before, saying I was going to order some, and then I've obviously completely forgotten. But I am still going to order some. It's still on my list of must order some. Because that's supposed to be obviously really great for, you know, gluing metal and things, because I think that's the one that, you know, model makers and things like that use. So yeah, I must try some. And then I'm just thinking we could have like a little pearly trim or something as well. I mean, it probably doesn't really need it, but I guess it just kind of finishes it off a little bit. So, right, need to be a bit careful here. Okay, I'm just literally draping it down there like that. Okay, so just, you know, a little something just to put sort of on the edge of a page would just look really pretty, wouldn't it? So that's that one. Let's do another one kind of similar, really. So let's just bring in that one. Let's use a different colour lace or something to, you know, mix it up. So I've got this pink. Actually, I'd probably cut that way too long. And then let's take that dusky mauve again. Oh, that looks pretty, doesn't it? So, I mean, it's just using the same colour, but straight away has a completely different look by just kind of changing up that lace, doesn't it? I mean, I don't really have a preference, to be honest. I think they're both really pretty and really nice. I'm even going to glue that lace here like this in a sort of, well, like creased effect, because I thought that just looked really good. Well, I might not, because I'm now struggling to actually get it on there in that effect. That was my plan anyway. There we go. Right. Okay. So I'll have it like that now, I think, to that side. And then could we have a little something else on there as well? Again, I've got some more of that distress inked lace. Which we could, yeah, we could marry that up with a little bit. It's quite nice, isn't it? Or we could have it slightly lower like that. That's pretty. So again, I'm just going to quickly, you know, just dab a little bit of glue there, just to hold that lace in place. And then I'm just going to pop the flower down on top. I do apologise if it's getting really dark. It's obviously about to chuck it down with rain, and yeah, it's just clouded over really, well, gradually, just kind of over the morning. So I do apologise if it's now looking really, really dim and dark. Yeah, obviously not a green one. I'm not sure quite even why I held that there, but it was just kind of there, like calling me. And I just, yeah, for some reason just had to try it. Even though I kind of knew it was going to look terrible, for some reason, it still just pulled me in. Oops, sorry, my flat back pearls are all kind of stuck together because they've obviously got the adhesive on the back. So, I mean, that one, we could just have that delicate little pretty pink pearl in the middle. And how pretty does that look? Just looks gorgeous, doesn't it? Because obviously that pink just then, oh gosh, that pink just then picks up the, you know, the pink of the lace. So, right. Just a dab of hot glue there. Oh my goodness. was fiddlier than I imagined it was going to be. Oh, now the heavens have opened. It's chucking it down now. Yep. It was only a matter of time really before it did, because it did go over very black. I mean, again, we could have a, you know, bit of bling, but actually I don't think it really needs it. Just check whether I want a flower or anything. What do you think? Or is that sort of more than it needs? We could have even layered that up. I possibly just prefer it as it is, to be honest. Got some ribbon. We could have like a little bit of ribbon coming out, I guess. Let's just try that. Like if we had a couple of bits there. Oh, that's quite sweet, isn't it? Let me just snip this off. Okay, 1, 2. Okie dokie. Yeah, that's quite pretty like that. So I'm just going to literally pop a bit of hot glue on here like that, and then just pop that on there. And then what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm just going to trim this down slightly, because I'm not that keen on the, you know, the fact it's quite big, that velvet piece. There we go. So again, just, you know, something cute to just pop on a tag or pop on the edge of a page. Just, you know, really, really sweet, isn't it? So that's that one. Right, I really want to use these gorgeous blue pearly centres. So let me just see. Oh, I know what else I brought along. I brought along my snippet roll. Now I made this fabric snippet roll with you guys on film. And I grabbed this because I thought actually you could even have your metal pieces glued on to your snippets. So let's just sort of put them on here, and I've got these blue centres. I mean in the dark blue, by the way, not the teal colour. I do love the teal, as you know. I use tons of them in my my Christmas journal, but I'm now thinking the blue on there. Doesn't that look gorgeous? And you could just have these kind of dotted about on your snippet rolls. Do you know, I don't know whether I like it as much as I thought. I love it with the blue, you know, the flower with the blue centre. I don't know whether I love it on the snippet roll, if I'm truthful. So, yeah, perhaps I won't bother with that. Let me just put the snippet roll out of the way now. You know, when you grab something expecting it to look amazing, and then it's like, I'm not sure whether it does. But I have got this blue velvet, which, again, I used this recently in another video. So these are just some of the last little bits that I've got left. There is some of this blue velvet in that snippet roll actually as well. Right, let's just put some layers on here. So again, let's just take a layer of the lace. Oh, that's like humongous on there, isn't it? What was I thinking? Don't know quite why I cut such a huge piece. Obviously was picturing that flower as absolutely huge. I'm going to have to get moving, I think, because it's actually getting darker and darker. I mean, it's lunchtime. But it feels, you know, from the colour of the sky, it's more like it's about 4 o'clock in the evening. That's quite nice, isn't it? Now, was wondering whether I could just put some other blue. Do I have any other blue? Hold on. Because I've just got my little fabric scraps bin here to the side of me that I'm just kind of pulling in some scraps from, unless I have it with this. So just take this down. Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? Yeah, I quite like that. And then we could have the blue in the centre of that flower. So that's pretty, isn't it? So again, let's just layer the fabric and the lace like that. Okay. And we just then pop the flower down. Okay, and then just one of those pretty pink, pretty blue pearls in the middle. So, yeah. Oops, come on. Oh no, my hot glue is going to be dry by the time that I've got that to a point where I can stick it on. It was really fiddly for some reason. Okay. So that's that one. Looks really pretty, doesn't it? And again, do we want any bling or anything like that on there? Or just even just another bit of lace, which I probably should have thought of this before. And stuck that on before, but oh well. I can still get under that flower, so that's fine. It's quite nice, isn't it? So I'm just going to pop that in. So I mean, this is a great way to use up some of your scraps and things. You know, and obviously some old bits of jewellery if you've got, you know, any old bits of jewellery or any old necklaces and things that maybe are broken or you don't wear anymore, then this is a really great way to just use them up. And I mean, how cute does that look? And that would just look so pretty, just hanging off the edge of a little page. And, you know, or a tag or anything else really. So let's just pull in a couple more. Right, well, we've got 4 of these ones, so we might as well quickly do those 4. So let's just see what else I've got. Okay, oh, I've got some green here. Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it, against the green? Right, let's just, don't know whether this is going to tear very well, this fabric. Oh, gosh, that won't tear. Yeah, it's untearable fabric, my gosh. Okay. Again, just kind of just, you know, tear a piece of that off. And then we can have that there. Again, might just use another little bit of this. This one seems to just go with everything. It's great. Again, let's just have some ivory lace because, of course, the ivory lace as well goes with pretty much everything. Although, actually, now I'm thinking I should really use a little bit of my scraps, really. So just pull that in. Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? Yeah, I quite like that. So just move those out the way. Let's just glue that down. Okie dokie. Again, just a bit more glue there. You know, and obviously you could use your Fabri-Tac for this. I'm just using the hot glue because it's nice and quick, to be honest. Now, I wonder if I've got anything green that I could put in this flower. I have got a green button, but it's huge. Yep, that's like monstrous on there, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Right, let me get a flat back pearl. I mean, that's quite nice. I'm just wondering. Now, I hear people say about kind of inking up their pearls and things like that. I don't know whether, yeah, I don't know whether this would work or not. Let's just have a quick look. I suspect that this won't work, and it's probably another one of those experiments that I really should have tried before filming, but let's give it a try. Okay. Not too bad. kind of quite pretty, isn't it? And then what I think I'm going to do on this one, actually, before I glue that down, just going to ink the whole lot up so it's a little bit more vintagey looking and kind of distressed looking. And then actually this, just going to put some brown on there as well. Oops. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Right. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? I mean, that would look really great just on some sort of nature journal or anything like that, really. So again, let's just hot glue this one down. Just there. And then put some glue in the middle. Like that. Oops. I think this is going to work, but I've just probably wiped a lot of it off. So I'm just going to go over there again with the green and then the brown. Okay, and then just a bit with the brown. Now thinking, oh, this is where I quite need to buy some more patina colours. Those patinas are awesome. I love the fact that they literally colour everything. They're really, really cool. Yeah, okay, so that looks better, doesn't it? So that one's really pretty. And right, let's do another couple. So, oh, I've got some black lace here. Let's use that. Okay, right. Can't resist using things with the black. Because the black just always just looks so incredible. Just absolutely, you know, love it. Absolutely love it. So I'm thinking, should I use some grey? Oh, that's very drab, isn't it? Again, I've got this brown fabric, which again, I'd used this recently in a video. So let's just kind of cut tear a little bit of that. Okay, whoops. And then off this edge as well. Okie dokie, right, so we've got that one like that. And we could have just that there. That's gorgeous, isn't it? Wonder what it would look like with the green. Not quite so keen with the green. Keen with the green. Just have a look. Oh, I've got this. I mean, that's quite nice, I guess. Let's just go for that. I do feel like this needs a bit of something to go on because it's very floppy. So let me just have a look and see if I've got any other. Well, I've got a little rectangle of card, which, yeah, perhaps I need to use that. In fact, I might use it without the ivory. I would just glue that on like that. So, I mean, you can pull in anything, you know, as you can see, we can mix and match the card with the lace and the fabric and everything else. So just experiment and see, you know, what looks good, really. Just going to ink this up. Oops. Oh my goodness, come on. So I have that there. Yeah, that's quite nice, isn't it? So again, just going to kind of hot glue this down. I don't know whether this is going to go through those layers of lace and hold it all down. It might not work quite like that, but we'll see. And then on here, again, let's just put one of those flat back pearls in there. That would look good, I think. Okay. Wondering, does that need something else? Because it looks a little bit plain. Can't really tell whether this is black or navy, to be honest, this one. It looks like black, and then when you actually kind of put it against black, it then really looks more navy. So, yeah, not quite sure. Sorry, I'm rummaging through my little flowers here to the side just to see if I've got anything, you know, that I want to kind of layer up with. So I might do that. So this is obviously just a paper flower. So we just ink that up. I mean, obviously it is black, so it's not really, you know, it's not really needing the ink, but just so as it looks extra dark, I guess. Oops. And then we'll just put the flat back pearl down. Like that. Okay, so that looks quite nice, but I might then just patina over that pearl, actually. Like I did on the one that I'd done, you know, before the video. Oh, now I'm dabbing it all over that flower. Oh well, now I've got to go with it, so I'll just patina up the flower as well. Okay, well actually that looks pretty cool like that, and I would have never patinaed that paper flower, but it actually, you know, looked pretty good like that. So I wonder if I should just go around the edge of the paper, or perhaps I'll just go around the edge with my distress ink. Yeah, that looks quite nice, doesn't it? So that's that one. Right, now let's do this one. So again, I'm just going to, I think, put a flat back pearl in there, because all my buttons are a little bit on the big side, I think, to put in here. And it's just going to look then really, yeah, like ginormous in the middle. I mean, that's not too bad actually, but I mean, obviously that is blue. And we kind of got a bit of a black thing going on here. So, right, this has not gone through, so I just need to attach my lace onto the fabric on the underneath. I do quite like that blue button on there, so what I'm going to do, I think, is do another one with the blue velvet with my last one. Oops. Oh, that's quite colourless, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, what's gone on with that? That just looks terrible, doesn't it? Can't even see that black lace at all on there. Okay. Let's bring that back like that. Oh, that's really strange. Oh, that looks quite nice actually. Let's try it like that. Oh, that looks better. Right, let's try it like that. I'm just going to do a little bit of lace to have just kind of coming out behind it. Yeah, that looks quite nice. So, right, let's just go for that. Okay. Whoa. Ouch. Just caught my fingers then. Right, okay, and then we just hot glue this fabric down here. And then a bit there, okay. Yep, and then we're just going to pop the button down in the middle of the flower. Yay! There we go. So that one looks quite pretty now, doesn't it? So did I attach this? No, I don't think I did. So, right, let's just quickly pop this one down now. Okay. Did I glue that flower on? I must have glued the flower on, but not the rest. So let's just pop a little bit of glue under there. Okay, And then again, might just use another flat back pearl. I know that's just super boring, isn't it? But, you know, just all my bits are massive. Look, they're just going to be like swamping it completely. Oh, I have got a smaller button. I mean, it's not small exactly, smaller. It's one of those ones with the shank. I mean, it's, yeah, still quite big. Let me just see whether I've got some others. Got that one. I'm just trying to find something else really, because I think, oh, it must be boring for you guys to watch, you know, when I'm using all the same kind of bits. But, you know, ultimately, maybe boring is better than just something looking completely strange. Yeah. So, yeah, perhaps we'll just go for this. And so, again, I'm going to put this pearl in here, and then I'm just going to decide whether to patina it once it's on there. I mean, it looks quite nice pearly, actually, that one, I think, because it just picks up the ivory from here. Yeah, so I'm going to keep that one. Right, so we've just got these three now left to do, which now I'm kind of, oh, what was I thinking? What was I thinking I would do with those? I have no idea. Right, let's have a look. So we've got this one, which is, you know, this one is quite heavy. So I'm thinking this one probably needs a bit of a heavier fabric. I've got this fabric here. Okay. Okie dokie. Let's see if we can have a little bit of lace with this one. Okay. Oh, I mean, that looks gorgeous, just even like that, doesn't it? So I'm just going to ink this lace up, and then I'm going to just ink this fabric up as well. I know the fabric's kind of brown, so, you know, I'm not sure really how much difference it's making, but that looks so pretty on there. I mean, to be honest, that looks so pretty on there. I don't even think it really needs anything else. But I have got this little piece of lace here. Just kind of tear this apart a bit. This was actually some lace from making like some of those Tim Holtz distressed floral flowers. Oh gosh, ages ago, but it's just been floating on my desk, so I'm thinking let's just maybe use that. Looks quite pretty, doesn't it? It's just to get sort of a bit of layering going on, really. So I'm just going to then stick the whole thing down on there like that, which I'm hoping is going through that lace, but I will just kind of give it a bit of a helping hand as well. Okay. Yeah, that's really scrumptious, isn't it? I just love how that looks. So, so pretty. I mean, I'm kind of thinking something like this would be gorgeous on a cover. Would just look really, really lovely. Yummy. And, you know, it's gone from looking, you know, very modern to, you know, quite vintage, actually. It looks like the type of thing that maybe I would have found maybe in my nan's jewellery box. I can kind of remember looking through her jewellery box when I was young. And, yeah, finding all sorts of things that, to me, in my memory, they looked a bit like that. They probably didn't, because what could they have possibly been looking like that? But maybe she had some brooches and things. I don't know. This one's looking a little bit on the drab side, I've got to be honest. So maybe this one needs like something like some white or something to brighten it up. Let's have a look. Oh, I just love those kind of torn edges. They just look really awesome. Okay, so that looks quite pretty on there. And then we'll just layer it up with a couple of other things. So let's see how it would look with just some ivory lace or something. Oh, that's quite pretty. Okay, right, let's just tear a little bit of that off. Okay. And I'm just going to ink this up as well. decide which way round. Yeah, I think like that looks quite nice, doesn't it? Do we need any black on there as well? I mean, I wouldn't normally have thought black and, you know, all these different colours layered up, but strangely enough, I think that actually looks quite nice with the black. Yeah, I think that does look quite nice. And then what I might do, so let me just bring this over slightly more. This is another one of those times when, you know, when you first just chuck it on there, it looks quite good. And then you fiddle around with it and then it doesn't look as good as it did in the first place. It's one of those moments. Right, I'm cutting this as a sort of base to hold everything together on, because I feel like it needs, you know, just something to hold everything together. Okay, so I'm just going to stick every layer down one at a time. So then we've got the ivory lace, and then the flower itself will hopefully just hold down the black lace there. Okay, like that. And then I can just kind of add a little bit of extra glue, you know, if it needs it, up here. Okay. Yeah, love that. That's really, really pretty, isn't it? Okay, so that's that one. Now, the last one is this button. And like I say, who knows what I thought I was going to be doing with the button. I have no idea now. I mean, the obvious thing would be to maybe pop it, you know, into a flower or something like that. Got this flower here that's just ready-made. So let me just ink this flower up, because it's very, you know, bright satin. So this is just one that obviously I've made kind of before. I mean, that's quite pretty. Now thinking, you know, if we layer maybe a bit of lace or something underneath it, would that look better? Let's just have a look and see what I've got here in my little bag beside me. So I'm wondering if we could just cut out like a sort of circle. This might just look really awful. But like all these things, you know, you don't know if you don't try, do you? So it's always worth trying. If, you know, if you think it might look okay, it's just worth trying. My gosh, that circle shrunk down to like literally nothing, didn't it? Yeah, I think that looks quite pretty actually now. Wonder whether I need anything behind that flower. Right, let me just glue this down in the first instance. So again, I'm just hoping that this is going to then, you know, pin that lace down. So it's just holding it on there. But I'm wondering whether we might just have a little bit of lace around that flower. I don't know. Hang on. Oops. What do you think? Does it look better on its own? I don't think it does look better on its own, you know. Right, let's just cut out a couple of these bits. I just find it a bit easier normally to, you know, if you're going to kind of add some other bits, is to gather them individually rather than a one long strip. So, I mean, that's just my take on it. And I have seen other people do it with no problem gathering a whole long strip. But, you know, who knows, you might be like me and, you know, find it easier to do it like this. So just going to take those in. Okay, so that's that one. What I'm going to have to do is obviously trim these down quite a lot because they're pretty huge, aren't they? Yeah, so I think actually before I squish these ones in, I'm going to just trim them down because they're quite big. So let's just, okay. And I just like to just dab a few little bits of glue sort of randomly, and then we can just fold it in like that. Oops. Okay. Like that. Let's see how that looks. That's a bit better, isn't it? So let's just see. Okay, and this one. Okie doke. Just have to be a bit careful of your fingers if you're doing things like this, because that glue is pretty hot. I mean, obviously my fingers are a little bit protected because they've now got the hot glue on them. But, you know, do be careful. Right, now thinking, we just place that flower. I mean, actually, I even quite like that flower like that, rather than completely surrounded by lace. I think actually it looks better to just have it kind of either side. So what I'm going to do is just, using this one as a guide, just going to trim this one down so that they're, you know, better sized in relation to each other. They're not, obviously they're not the same, but better anyway. Like that. Oops. Like that. And then just going to glue that flower on in the middle. I think that's quite pretty. Right, okay. So I'm putting them together like that, just overlapped. And then I'm just going to glue down my entire flower, just straight down in the middle of those. Like that. Okay, I didn't need this piece, so I will save that for something else, for another project. Okay, let's peel this one off, and then we'll see what we've done with our old jewellery. So there we go. So these are all the little bits and pieces that we made with some of that old jewellery. I just think there's some really pretty ones, aren't there? And yeah, really, really nice, and can just picture that they're going to look gorgeous, you know, just off on the side of a page, or like I say, on a tag, or, you know, definitely maybe like this one, and this one, I just think would look so gorgeous just on a cover somewhere. So yeah, I hope you're feeling inspired, and you know, maybe dig out some of your old jewellery and things that you've maybe had hoard in your stash for a long time. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me and for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. Thank you so much then. Bye.